Hmm. Oh, bloody chip won't work. Hello Whovians and welcome to my latest Doctor Who review, where today I review The Long Game, starring Christopher Eccleston as the Ninth Doctor. So, the basic plot of The Long Game is as follows. New companion of the Ninth Doctor, Adam Mitchell, takes his first trip in the TARDIS. The ship materializes in Satellite 5, a space station that broadcasts across the entire fourth great and bountiful human empire. However, something is amiss. The Empire's attitude and technology are backwards. Those who are promoted to Floor 500 simply disappear. Humanity is possibly being manipulated by the news. And who exactly is the sinister editor's employer? There we go, that's your basic rundown of The Long Game. Okay, The Long Game. Well, I think this is a decent episode. I don't think it's the best of Series 1, but I enjoyed it. I liked it enough. I preferred it to The End of the World. That's something. Look, I know this episode tends to get a bit of flack, but I did enjoy it. I quite like the idea of it. It's a very decent idea. For one thing, the whole message of the story is about the manipulation of the media and how that influences people to behave in certain ways, and that is definitely something that is a current affair, shall we say, and has been for quite a long time. There are several things to enjoy about the episode. First of all, Simon Pegg as the editor. He is fantastic, and it's great to have Simon Pegg in Doctor Who, and he plays this part wonderfully. He's got this kind of hilarious kind of chill about him. Like he's chilling and he's menacing, but he adds a little bit of a kind of charm to that, and I think that's kind of funny. And I like the scene where he is interrogating the Doctor and Rose, trying to discover more information about them, and then the way he delivers some of his lines is really quite amusing, I think. This episode also focuses on Adam, who was a character in the previous episode, Dalek. He joined the Doctor and Rose at the very end of the previous episode, and now he's in this one. And we do spend a lot of time focusing on Adam and his misgivings, shall we say. Adam basically goes to get a chip installed in his head, which will allow him to download information, and he does it because he's greedy and selfish, and he wanders off on his own and does all this. And by the end of the story, the Doctor returns Adam home because he doesn't trust him, and he doesn't like him. He thinks that Adam abused the rules and abused his trust, and can't be trusted. So, there we go. I do like the fact that they highlighted that the Doctor doesn't take everyone. He does only take the people who he thinks are the best. Like, he has a much higher opinion of Rose than Adam, and he doesn't believe that Adam can be trusted, so bye-bye. I did find it funny when Adam was brought back home and they were constantly clicking their fingers and opening the chip and closing the chip. That was kind of funny. And then his mum walks in and says, "Time goes by like that." And then her reaction at the very end was just brilliant. That was a great way to end the episode. The story, like I said, has a good message, but in terms of the narrative, it doesn't really have much of a plot. There isn't too much going on. The narrative is very thin, I think. I do like how they build up the suspense at first, but after a while it does kind of start to drag a bit. I think my problem with this story is that there is too much focus on Adam. I get why Adam is in the episode, and I understand his importance to the story in terms of the Doctor not taking everyone as his companion, but I do feel like he's overused. I do feel like Adam has too much screen time in this, and it kind of distracts from the Doctor and Rose. I feel like Christopher Eccleston and Billie Piper are great in the story, but they don't get much to do because they're basically sidelined because of Adam. And when they are on screen, they're great, and they are a great pair and a great duo. And I do like the banter between them. But sadly, they don't get to do much in the climax either because they're chained up. And it's actually a supporting character called Kathika, who is a woman on board Satellite 5 who works for them. And she wants to be promoted. She wants to go to floor 500. But sadly, they haven't promoted her yet. They promote this other woman called Suki, who actually is someone who used to be a soldier, and she is going in to get information about Satellite 5. She pretends to be this sort of dim, ditzy woman who doesn't really have a clue, whereas actually she just wanted to get up to floor 500 and find out what the hell was going on. Sadly, she met a very gruesome fate, shall we say. I just felt like the Doctor and Rose could have done a bit more in the climax of the story. It just didn't feel as exciting to me or as riveting as some of the other episodes did. I like the character of Kathika, though. I think she's good. She does come across as a bit of a snob at first, and a bit kind of self-absorbed, in that she just wants to go up the career ladder and everything, but then she realises that they've been manipulated to and lied to this whole time, which is interesting, and how the Doctor puts that in perspective for her. Like I said, I love the performances by Christopher Eccleston and Billie Piper, but they're wasted in this. They're totally wasted in this. Also, the Jagrafess. The CGI of the Jagrafess obviously is quite dated now because this was 2005, but it still looks pretty decent, actually. I think it's actually quite scary how it's just this big, gooey sort of monster hanging from the ceiling with these big teeth. The design is basic, but I think it's quite scary enough, and they have to keep him cool in order for him to survive, so it's really hot down below on all the other floors on Satellite 5. But I just feel kind of like the ending was a bit rushed. Like, they got to floor 500, and the Doctor and Rose had a bit of a confrontation with the editor, and they were chained up for most of it, and then Kathika comes up and reverses everything by, with the new information that the Doctor has told her, implanted that into the system and heated up floor 500. That was it. It just wasn't riveting enough, It was decent, but I was like, I kind of wanted more. I kind of wanted it to be more exciting. And I do think this episode has pacing problems. I think that it drags. It does drag quite a bit in the middle. Like I said, it's mainly to do with Adam, because we see him go to get this chip installed. We see him have these lengthy conversations with this nurse or doctor, and when he's getting the chip installed, and I just think they could have cut some of that out. It just seemed totally unnecessary. I mean, obviously show him getting the chip, but all of the preamble leading up to that just could have been removed. I like Murray Gold's soundtrack. It's pretty decent. I think it works. I do think visually this isn't the best one of the series because some of the background CGI is quite obvious. Like when they come onto the floor, 139, when they first arrive, we see kind of a wide shot, and we see the big 139 on the wall. It's kind of obvious to tell that is a green screen shot. But the set itself is okay. Like, it's just, I mean, it's nothing exciting. It's just this sort of big corridor. But like I said, it's decent. It's entertaining in places, and Simon Pegg really steals it for me. But it's just not the best of this series, I don't think. I think it's thin on plot. It has a good message to the story, which is why I think it does go over the end of the world slightly. I just think, like I said, the Adam stuff could have been reduced a bit. But anyway, I am going to conclude this review by giving The Long Game a very low 7 out of 10. Just about manages to be decent for me. It's decent, but it's nothing more than that. So, what do you think of The Long Game? Please comment down below and let me know, and stay tuned next time when I review Father's Day. So until then, I'm Mr. TARDIS11. See you soon. Bye for now.